Welcome to Last Word. I'm David Jenkins, Chris Post, and Chris, Final Four. How's your bracket look?
Oh, my bracket's done. Everybody's bracket's done as far as that goes. But I got Kentucky still in it, and of course, everybody in the country, if they're had a head on their shoulders, pick Kentucky to win this thing, and they're going to. By the way,
My head must be not on my shoulders.
they're going to win.
I did not pick Kentucky to win because everybody was picking Kentucky to win.
Everybody, you don't pick just a team just because everybody else is picking it.
What fun is it if everybody's picking the same team to win it? Now I do have them in the finals. I have two of my Final Four teams. I had. I got Kentucky and I've got Duke. I've got Duke winning it all because
which is okay.
I'm a Duke fan.
Could happen, but it's not.
I'm a Duke fan.
I like Duke.
I think Wisconsin has a better chance of beating Kentucky than Duke does. Quite honestly, I think they're a match. I think they match up fairly well with them. They played them close last year, and I think Wisconsin's playing well right now. They're kind of the America's favorites, but I still think Kentucky wins that game, and then. I've got Duke winning the whole thing, because what fun is it? Kentucky wins. They're 40-0. Blah blah blah. Kentucky.
It's not about fun. It's about being right.
I want to make it fun.
Okay. Well,
make that championship game interesting. Except what's probably going to happen is Michigan State will beat Duke, and then I'm going to be like, well, I don't care anyway because I don't like either team. So
yeah, Michigan State. Tom H to the Izzo was just a genius.
I respect it.
They never disappoint.
I respect their program. I'm not a fan of them, but I respect their program. No. They're there every year. They, what's it like?
They overachieve, and if you and you're whatever you want to think is overachieving for Tom Izzo, but they always seem to be in the hunt. They always seem to be a player. Yeah,
they're not. Michigan State, they're a 7 seed, but they weren't a 7 seed in this tournament coming in. I don't know how you could ever make Michigan State a 7 seed. But I think they're going to give Duke all they want. I think that Trice kid's playing pretty well, but I think Duke's better. So I think Duke's going to win that game. And I think Kentucky gets by Wisconsin because that'll be the game. But I think with only 1 day to prepare for Duke, that's I think it goes to coaching. And I think Coach K is a better coach than Calipari. I don't care what players you have. I think coaching comes into it when you have 1 day to prepare.
That might be the case, but Kentucky's players throughout the lineup is better. They have the
reason I like Duke,
beastly team.
Other than I like Duke, but the reason I like Duke to beat Kentucky is they can hit the outside shot. That's something that that'll spread them out. Then you can throw it into Okafor. Okafor is better than anything Kentucky has. I'm sorry, but he's better than anything Kentucky has. You throw it into Okafor and let him go to work. But if they can't hit those outside shots, it could be a blowout early.
Yeah.
But I think Duke's got a puncher's chance to win it, and I want to pick it because it's fun.
Okay,
fun.
Pick whatever you want. That's fine.
I wanted Notre Dame to beat them. I can't stand Kentucky. If I mention that, I cannot stand Kentucky. Nothing good ever comes out of Kentucky or Kansas. Just saying. I'm sorry if you're from Kentucky or Kansas, but sorry.
I've got nothing. I got nothing.
Kentucky or Kansas.
I saw Kentucky play. The full game that I watched Kentucky play, they blew me out of the water with just the talent they have and just their ability to score.
I've watched as many games this tournament as I possibly could. My fiance is just sick of basketball at this point, but they are very good. They're one of the best college basketball teams I've seen. But so was UNLV back in the early '90s when I watched Duke beat them, and that's when I became a huge fan of Duke when they beat that UNLV team. So.
If any team I think is able to pull this off, it's Duke, and they've proven that they're able to with Coach K behind them. So, never know. I hope it is a Kentucky Duke final. That'd be fun to watch.
That'd be a
powerhouse programs going against each other. That's fun to watch.
CBS will like that game.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
A lot of people in Vegas will like that game too.
Yeah, that's two teams that everybody loves to hate or just loves.
Yeah.
So you got that'd be a high ratings game. I'm sure they'd love to have that.
Exactly.
We could go from basketball season to baseball season, and who cares?
Woo!
Who cares? I'm sorry. I just, I know Major League Baseball, minor league baseball, whatever. I'm not interested in it anymore. Are you?
No. I mean, I'll follow the Cardinals just because that's been my team growing up. But I've completely lost love for baseball, and it's partly because I'm a huge basketball guy. I think it's just I love basketball, but the day that I stopped loving baseball was the whole Ryan Braun situation with him, with the steroid thing and him just doing it, and it really turned me off because here's these guys are sitting there, they're weighing the options of cheating and getting big bucks and getting big contracts, and then sitting out a year and it doesn't matter. I mean, these guys are multimillionaires and they're cheating doing it, and I'm tired of it. I don't like it. I know that's cracked down a lot more now, and I'm glad for it, but it really just turned me off of baseball. I don't watch it. I don't follow it. I don't like it. It's just my love is gone for it.
I used to watch baseball religiously.
Yeah.
Every single night I'd come home, watch a baseball game. If it wasn't the Cardinals on TV, I'd find another game and watch that. And that growing up, baseball was my favorite sport. I love playing baseball. Love getting out there and playing baseball. I can't sit through a game start to finish unless I'm maybe at the game anymore. I can't.
I'll go to a game. I'm actually going to a game in a few weeks, but I'll go. It's fun to go, but
yeah, it's fun to go, and but do I pay attention to the game? Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. It's fun being with friends, doing some other things, and the atmosphere around the game is fun. But as far as actually sitting there and caring about who wins and loses, I don't. I used to be a huge Braves fan.
Yeah.
I always loved the Braves and the Cardinals. I could care less about either team now. Honestly, I do not. I'm not. I don't root against them, but I don't sit there and I don't look at the standings. I don't look. I'll check it as it gets close to the playoff time, and I'll watch some of the playoffs and stuff. But each year I get less and less interested in the playoffs. I used to play fantasy baseball, and that I could care less about now. I'm still in a couple of leagues, but I don't. You get the draft, you don't, and I'll check it again in August. It's just, and I don't know where it came in, where I lost the love for it, but it's somewhere along the lines after the McGuire stuff, and it's somewhere in there that I just don't care.
it's
anymore.
just they fooled us. They really. I feel like I'm a fan of the game. I love the history of the game, all the old players and what they were able to do, and numbers. It's a numbers game, and you just we love sitting there talking about who had that and trivia and stuff like that. But it turned me off because these guys are literally weighing their options of, should I cheat, get big money contract, and then and it's over. I mean, you're set for life after that. It turned me off.
It's funny you mentioned the history because I'll watch the Major League Baseball channel from time to time, and they'll show the old games from the 80s. I'll sit and watch everything. I will sit and watch all 3 hours of that. And, then a game currently comes on, and I'm like, I'll watch an inning.
Yeah.
I'll watch it here and there, but it's just not as interesting to me anymore. It's not as, basketball has definitely passed it up on my love. Football obviously is my favorite thing to watch on TV. College football, NFL, whatever. Any kind of football. I watched arena football the other day. I watch arena football before I watch baseball. I don't care. I just don't. I just don't enjoy baseball like I used to anymore. And that's a shame. And I know that there's things that they want to fix about the game and everything, but it's just not as fun to watch. I mean, the cheating thing, that's one thing, but it's just not as fun to watch either. I just don't know what the.
Well, I mean, what was fun back when we watched this? I mean, guys just hammering the baseball. That's fun to watch. I mean, no matter what.
I remember the early Cardinals, or the early Cardinals for me in my life in the 80s. When they were stealing bases, that was so much fun. I loved watching that. And
it's
that's
not the game anymore.
That's why last year the Royals kind of drew me in a little bit. They had, they kind of stole some bases. They were fun to watch late in the game and things. They kind of drew me in a little bit, but as we go to the off season, I'm just not fired up about the new season.
Regular season, I won't watch most of that. I'll watch playoff baseball just because it's fun. It's playoffs. Everybody loves playoffs. But I'll follow the Cardinals because I'm kind of forced to a little bit. But I'm not going to go home and I got to get home and watch a game. This is not. I don't. Baseball not my sport.
What's
not
funny
my sport.
Is we need to tell the viewers. I was a Braves fan. Okay, and so you were looking for a college football team to root for. So we made a deal years ago that. I would start rooting for the Cardinals hard and forget about my Braves. And if you would start rooting for Notre Dame football, well, you fell in love with Notre Dame football.
I love them.
And now you don't like the the Cardinals are just kind of a And so
love them.
And I'm a Cardinals fan.
Bleed Notre Dame through and through, blue and gold, baby. Love it.
So it's just kind of funny that's the
that's.
But
it
now,
is. It is
so
so weird.
After we told everybody how much we don't care,
how much we could care less about this MLB season, let's tell them who wins the division. Let's go ahead and do our predictions.
Go ahead, you first.
I've got the Cardinals at the National League Central.
I've got the Cardinals, Dodgers, Nationals. I think you got the Cardinals.
Cardinals, Dodgers, and Nationals.
And we're going chalk.
Just going over because those are the three best teams in the National League in my opinion.
I mean, because we don't know any better, and nobody else does either.
They don't, and
they play 162 games for a reason.
Exactly, and not just because we don't like it doesn't mean we don't know what's going on. Right. I will say that, but I don't either. Wild card, here you go, Chicago Cubs.
I'm not. I could not actually say that and actually my friends would actually disown me. So
I don't
can't
care.
say Cubs.
I can care less.
I'll say Pirates and Padres in the wild card.
Cubs and Padres. Sure, why not?
Okay, well, then we'll go to the American League. Well, let's just stay in the National League. Who you got going to the World Series? I've got the Cardinals beating the Dodgers because the Cardinals always beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. That's one thing I know about baseball. They always beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. So I've got them beating the Dodgers and the Pirates beating the Nationals and the Cardinals beating the Pirates to go to the World Series. What you got? Anything? Cardinals? Nationals? Dodgers?
You can't really go against the Cardinals for what they've done. I think there's kind of a change in the guard a little bit now. They didn't make the World Series last year. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't know. They're all going to be in. They're all going to be in the hunt. They're going to be in the NLCS. I'm going to say the Dodgers finally get the Cardinals in the championship.
They never have. It never happens. Dodgers never beat the Cardinals.
I'm just saying. Exactly. It never happens. But this year, it might happen.
Yasiel Puig will try to steal third or something, and get thrown out.
He's focused on the Cardinals. I don't know if you guys heard the story, but he says he thinks about the Cardinals almost every day as far as because he knows that's the team that they're going to have to get back.
It's a shame there's a bunch of other teams in the National League he needs to be thinking about.
There is, but it's a 162 game season, Jinx.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
They're going to make the playoffs.
They're going to play the Cardinals about 8.
They're going to make the playoffs, and it's like basketball, really. I mean, really, when it comes to playoffs, the NBA.
It has, and that's why I don't watch the NBA much.
I love the NBA.
I love the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Don't watch much in the regular season. Maybe some Grizzlies here and there, and that's it. But
Yeah.
American League.
American League. I got the Indians in the Central, the Orioles in the East, and the Mariners coming out of the West.
Well, I've got the Angels in the West, the Indians in the Central, and the Red Sox in the East. I don't know. I mean, the Red Sox, they weren't in it last year, so it seems like they're in the playoffs every other year.
Yeah.
You get the Red Sox in there. I've got the Indians making the World Series against the Cardinals, and then I've got the Cardinals beating the Indians because the Indians or the city of Cleveland can't win a championship. So
I'm gonna go Dodgers or Orioles in the World Series.
I like to see the Orioles. I like the Orioles. I like their hats.
We
anyway.
don't care.
No, really, I like the Orioles. Have cool uniforms with the.
They do.
Bill.
They do. They kind of went back to the whole retro.
Yeah, I like that.
Old birds. I like that.
I like those little retro uniforms.
Orange is a good color. I love orange.
Black and orange. I figured you like that black and orange.
Black and
Scott
orange is a
Central
good
baseball team
color.
played the other day,
Yeah.
and didn't end well, but
No.
they're improved from last year. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
It's baseball is not big at Scott Central, but there's a few young. They're very young. They got.
I would talk some high school baseball, but considering at this point I've seen Bell City and Scott County Central, that's the list.
Bell City, I think is from what I saw early on, I didn't think so, but once they got going, they're going to be tough in that Class 1 District 2, I believe. Orion, that's the Orion district that always has been, and I don't think it always will be. Honestly, I think Bell City's going to try to take that reign this year. I really do.
Okay.
Could happen.
I'll go with that statement.
I haven't seen Orion this year. I will say that, but I think Bell City's ready because they got a lot of good players. I thought for a small school.
Played the ball pretty well
They
yesterday.
did.
I mean, I'll go with that. I don't know any different.
I've saw nothing but 10-run games.
Actually, I'm gonna tend to go with Cooter as getting out of here in Class 1 just because
Possibly.
I think they made the Final Four.
They made the Final Four last year. Yeah.
So I'll go with Cooter. Not that.
That's Class 1 District 1 though. I mean that's the one.
I'm just talking about getting out of the area.
Okay.
That Bell City team I saw can't usually.
I'm just saying beating Orion in a district tournament atmosphere is a little that's difficult. It really is because of the hold that they've had on this district.
Mitch Wood's not walking through that door. Well, actually, probably will. But
He's going to be there watching the game, I would think. But
he's
at Dexter now, in case you guys didn't know. But he's
actually not till July 1st, so I guess he will still be there. He'll still be their superintendent at the time. So
could be. Thanks, Kendo.
Orion, it's Orion.
Nah.
It's Orion. He's walking in that building.
No.
He's walking in that building.
No.
Well, that's our show for today. I'm sure you all are just completely
He sounds
enthralled.
so happy to be doing this show. Oh, just so happy. He
talked
he
about
loves
how
it.
much. It's a sports show. We just talked about how much we hated baseball. Sorry, guys.
It's spring and summer. I mean, it's just what it is. It's just we're not baseball guys anymore. It happens. I mean, we can talk about it. We know a little bit about it. I'm just saying.
Baseball. I think it's got to go. It's got to go.
We'll see you guys. Just eradicate this.
Just get rid of the whole sport. Just get it out. Just get it out.
Wow.
Well, we'll see you guys next week on The Last Word. We'll have our wordies, our basketball wordies. We'll go back to we're going to be fired up. We'll give you some good winners of our annual wordies, and so we'll see you guys next week on The Last Word.